Okay, hi everyone and welcome to another BN Moments video. Today I am honored to be in the presence of Mr. Sami Eloko. Sami Eloko is an English language teacher. I know of two kinds of English language teachers. There are English language teachers teaching English as a foreign language, and there are English language teachers teaching English as a second language. Sami, which category do you fall in?
Yes, I'm an EFL teacher. That's an English as a foreign language teacher. So I'm teaching English as a foreign language. Now the difference is quite clear because the English as a second language concerns mostly teaching English in a particular environment. Okay, like in Cameroon, we are training students in our colleges and universities to take particular exams. Okay, like the probatoire, the baccalaureate, GC advanced levels, ordinary levels, etc. So we are training these students to take exams that are in the national territory in Cameroon. But I don't fall in that category because I train students to go international. So here we begin to talk about international exams like IELTS, like the TOEFL, because these exams are not Cameroonian exams. Okay, so that's why you will see teachers who are trained in the ENS, École Normale or École Normale Supérieure, are teachers that teach English as a second language. The main aim is to train students to pass these exams. Me, I train students to be operational internationally. That is, I expose them to different cultures and traditions all around the world. So they are able to meet a Japanese or a British guy or an American, and they can have a good knowledge of the culture and be able to discuss or sustain a long conversation with them.
Sami, that falls into my second question. You are an IELTS trainer. So tell us about IELTS examinations, because that is actually one of the main exams that I hear many students or citizens rushing for. I don't know, maybe it's for studies abroad or for immigration to other countries.
Okay, first of all, just a brief history. The IELTS, which is the International English Language Testing System, is an international exam which tests, okay, your English language proficiency in 4 skills. That is listening, reading, writing, and speaking. It was developed during the 1980s and was first administered to students in 1989. The creators and administrators of these exams were the British Council, Cambridge English Language Assessment, and the International Development Program of Australian universities and colleges. So people or students take this exam for different purposes. Okay, you have a first category who take this exam to go and study abroad in universities in America, in Britain, Australia, etc. This is called the academic IELTS. Actually, is the most ranked of the IELTS, different IELTS, because it's more challenging, to say. Secondly, we have the category who take the IELTS to go and live and work abroad. This is immigration. So it's called a general IELTS. The two are the same, but you have, the only difference is that in reading we have academic reading and general reading, and in writing we have academic writing and general writing, although they share the same task too in writing. Then you have a third category of the IELTS, which is the IELTS life skills that we offer also in Cameroon. This is for people who would like to go and meet their spouses who live in the UK. Yeah, so these are the 3 categories of the IELTS. The IELTS is a big and huge exam. Today it is co-owned by the Ministry of Education in Australia, by Cambridge University, and of course by the British Council. And it's taken in more than 50 countries. It's a huge exam. It's arguably, okay, the biggest international exam that exists.
Tell us about IELTS preparation. Why am I asking this question? To be straight to the point. Cameroon is a bilingual country of Anglophones and the Francophones.
Yes.
And many a times I realize that Anglophones do not prepare to sit for that examination. As an English language teacher or an IELTS preparatory classes instructor, do you think it's important for English-speaking Cameroonians to go for a preparatory class before taking the examination?
Exactly. Thank you, Balong, for that question, because it's a very important question. Students usually ask me, Sammy, I'm Anglophone. Do I need to take the IELTS? The answer is simply yes. You need to prepare for the IELTS exam because first thing is it's really challenging, and so you need to prepare for it. Now, I understand that Anglophones may think they don't need to prepare for it because they have been studying in a particular language, which is English, or to the likes. Maybe they have studied up to university level, gone to maybe doctorate level, and they think they don't need the IELTS. Okay, they may not need the IELTS when it concerns only grammar or vocabulary. When it concerns the grammar and vocabulary of the language, there is no doubt that they are well seated. They have the skills, enough skills to go through the background in the language that can permit them to go through the exam. But the problem is IELTS is not only grammar and vocabulary. Okay, because when you come to us, for example, we don't teach you grammar or we don't teach you vocabulary. What we give to you is IELTS skills. What are these skills? I'm just going to give you a few of them. First of all, you need to know the content of an examination, because many people go in without knowing the content of the examination. When I talk about the content of the examination, what are the different parts of the exam? Okay, what are the different question types? Now, when you talk about question types, you also have to talk about the strategies that have to go about these question types. Okay, for example, you have to develop specific strategies in reading. Okay, you have to develop specific strategies in reading and listening especially. Okay, and that will help you to have a good score. And so you need an IELTS trainer. Next, we talk about skills of rapidity. Okay, you need to be extremely fast. Like I usually say, the IELTS exam is not meant for slow people. It's not meant for the slow. You really have to be fast because you have time management. You have to manage time. And this management is part of the things that we teach our students. Okay, they have other things like stress management too. You have to manage your stress because the exam, the IELTS exam is prepared from day one to the last day, just before you're entering the exam hall. You need to prepare yourself. So there's a lot of stress to manage because this exam comes with a lot of stress. Finally, not to be too long on this, you need to have skills like paraphrasing skills, which are really important. And also things like knowing your strengths and weaknesses. All these have to be managed by your IELTS trainer, who has to help you to manage all this for you to be able to have a good score. And like I said, we don't teach English or the English language directly or whatever grammar or vocabulary here. So that is part of the reasons why you have to take the IELTS training, even as an Anglophone student.
Two last questions. First, what is the structure of the exam? How many points are you expected to get? And then, as you actually previously said, there are 4 parts and the rest.
Okay, the IELTS exam is calculated on 9. Okay, they have the band system on 9, so it's not like on 20. Okay, like in Cameroonian educational system, where everything is on 20. No, it's on 9. So everything you do is on 9. Mm-hmm. So reading, which is one skill, is on 9. Listening is on 9. Writing is on 9, and of course, speaking is on 9. Now, you can even go into detail. For example, if you take speaking and writing, which are the productive skills of the IELTS okay, you realize that they have criteria for evaluation. And these criteria, for example, in writing, you have 4 different groups or four different criteria, okay? And each of these criteria is assessed on 9. So at the end, okay, they make it 4 9s, if you want to say that, and they add it up together and get the average to have your 9 finally. The 9 for the writing section, for example. So it's a band system that is on 9. And generally for the academic IELTS, most universities ask for a 6.5 to go in for an undergraduate study program. Okay, and it begins to get more demanding if you are doing maybe master's program or doctorate, where they can ask you up to have up to band 8. So I've had students here who are going in for a master's degree who have been asked for a band 7.5 or a band 8. Again, it depends on the university, and but generally that is globally what it takes. But for the grammar,
Last question. An advice to anybody who wants to take the IELTS examination?
Well, I advise you first of all, to get your English language checked. It's really very important because we don't do that in Cameroon. That's the first step to taking the IELTS. Get your English language level checked. Come to us at the British Language Institute. We offer what we call a placement test. This placement test will let us know if you can survive, or you can take the IELTS and make a good score. Well, let me precise that it is your right to take the IELTS when you want, okay? But it's advisable to take it when you have a good level, like CFR C1, for example, which is equivalent to our level 5 upper intermediate here. So that's what we advise generally students to catch up by having taking English courses with us until they get to level 5 or CFR C1 level, to be able to withstand the IELTS without any problem. That's the first thing. Secondly, you should be able to do a lot of practice, okay? Now, before you go to the practice, there is the fact that you have to take IELTS training, of course. After having your level checked, you have to take the IELTS training, and you need to it's advisable to get a good and experienced IELTS trainer. That is, when I mean good, is a person who knows the IELTS, who knows the criteria for evaluation. That's very important. Exactly, okay. Or if you can get an IELTS examiner, that's a former IELTS examiner, that would be best for you. Then thirdly, you should do a lot of practice. It's very important. So training is good, but practicing is better, because if you practice, that's when you know, if you're actually ready, or if you actually understand or not. So it's really very important. It's good to give yourself fix a particular objective to achieve during your training session. And if you achieve it, you have a clear idea on your state of preparedness.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sami. Spending this time with you was very, very educative. I hope you all learned a lot from Sami. He's someone who is very jovial and open. You can meet him anytime for information or to assist you, but he is an instructor of the British Language Institute, so you know what it means. Sami, thank you very much for the time spent, and I hope we'll meet some other time to have another exchange on the English language in a different topic.
Thank you, Balong. I'm here. Anytime you need me, I'm here. No problem, Balong. It's a pleasure.
Okay.
Always.
So that was it for BN Moments. I hope you guys had fun. You guys enjoyed the interview. I'll see you sometime in another interesting video. Have fun.